For many, Phish is a live experience. When you want to introduce someone to the band, you don't hand them joy, you take them to a show. But from the very beginning, they've managed to craft some truly outstanding recordings. This list isn't about what works best on stage. It's about how the band uses the studio as an instrument, how the music, the textures, and the interplays come alive in that space. With 16 albums under their belt, it's the perfect time to look back and rank the top 75 songs Phish ever laid down in the studio. Here's part 1, 75 through 61. Sing Monica, Fuego. One of the few songs fully realized both musically and lyrically. Tom Marshall has written an incredibly punny lyric. 74. Farmhouse. Farmhouse. Built around a laid-back groove and simple reflective lyrics, Farmhouse explores themes of isolation, communication, and gratitude. It is Nashville in its lyrical storytelling, while the rhythm guitar, syncopation, and overall pocket owe a nod to Bob Marley. It's a genre-blending track, like much of Phish's catalog. The name is Slick, the Sicket Disc. One of 2 Sicket Disc entries on our list. What begins as a formless afterthought gradually locks into a loose, slow groove driven by Gordon's melodic lead and colored by McConnell's ambient textures. Gula Papyrus, Picture of Nectar. A great glimpse into Phish as they began to move from the extended compositions of Jaunta and Lawn Boy to the more compact studio songs of Rift and beyond. An off-kilter drum beat anchors the intricate playing of Mike and Page while Anastasio imagines being a fly. Frankie Says, Story of the Ghost. One of the Story of the Ghost's greatest strength is that Phish doesn't extend every song beyond a basic verse-chorus-solo structure. They let them stand on their own. The slow tempo allows the vocals to almost float just above the music, helping Frankie make the list. Time Turns Elastic, Joy. Steve Lillywhite returns to produce 2009's Joy and captures the album's centerpiece brilliantly. Like Emerson, Lake and Palmer or early King Crimson, this multi-part suite benefits from the studio, highlighting McConnell's piano runs and the interweaving vocals. Valdez, Evolve. Standing out with its upbeat rhythm and tight arrangement. Clocking in under 4 minutes, it's a compact, hooky track that shows Phish can still surprise with style shifts while keeping things crisp and fun. Chalk Dust Torture, Picture of Nectar. Often panned for the vocal effect Kevin Halpin used, Chalk Dust still makes the list for the concise punch of packs and stellar production. This is the song of a band that is barreling headlong into rock god status. The Squirming Coil, Lawn Boy. This may have ranked higher had its placement on the album been different, but as an opening track it falls flat. Also, this is not Trey's strongest vocal performance, with some weird effect not helping matters. What it does have is Page, shining, laying down a brilliant solo in the outro portion of the song. Fee, Jaunta. Like Phish themselves, Jaunta is a paradox, and Fee exemplifies this. Fishman's kick drum opens an album that is unpolished yet refined, revealing a Caribbean beat propelling the story of a weasel. This is clearly a band that has put in some time honing their craft and are willing to use the studio as another instrument. The sound effects, the added percussion, and Trey singing the vocal through a pair of headphones taped to another microphone are why Fee makes the list. Fuego. Fuego. Fuego makes the list for its sheer gall. The song seems to be a series of disjointed pieces that are intent on getting back to the extended compositions on Jaunta and Lawn Boy. Surprisingly, it works, partly because it is a whole band composition, and partly due to Bob Ezrin's production. Stealing time from the faulty plan, Joy. Another meditation invoking the feeling of Anastasio's excesses pitted against the redemption he found. The warm production accentuates the backbeat and its lockstep strut with Anastasio's funky guitar lick. Prince Caspian, Billy Breeze. With a bubbling intro gently easing us from steep into the song, this is a great example of Phish exploring alternate arrangements in the studio. Using C.S. Lewis's character from the Chronicles of Narnia, the band creates a swirling soundscape that mirrors the rough water the singer imagines Prince Caspian on. Undermined. The title track to 2004's Undermined finds the band laying down a slick groove, always pushing boundaries both musically and lyrically. We find a song here that works by suggestion. The production highlights Anastasia's airy guitar versus Page's heavy organ as the rhythm section softly works the pocket. Character 0, Billy Breeze. Phish started writing big rock and roll songs on Billy Breeze, perhaps an influence of covering Quadrophenia. Here we find the band attempting to tighten the song, eliminating the extraneous and getting down to the nitty-gritty. Also its placement as the second song gets points, kicking the energy from free up another notch. 7 Below, Round Room. Bryce Goggin ended up producing a band that was already imploding in the earliest stages of 2.0, but still coaxed the best from them. 7 Below is driven by Fishman's loose 16th snare and ride over a syncopated bass drum. It lays the foundation for a cinematic soundscape, haunting as it plows forward to a monumental conclusion. This is Phish distilling the past few years to its dramatic essence. Kill Devil Falls, Joy. Joy is an album celebrating rebirth. Kill Devil Falls offers a cautionary tale about the ease with which you can slip back into bad habits. The short rocker with Anastasia's driving guitar is perfectly placed on the album, offering the listener a little breather between the bigger pieces. Waste, Billy Breeze. One of Phish's earlier ballads, the recording here is flawless. Anastasia's rolling guitar lurks just below the surface, while McConnell's piano line could have been from Pink Floyd in 1969. This is a band embracing the studio to create an almost perfect album. Birds of a Feather, Story of the Ghost. Here we find Phish just giving us a taste of what Birds of a Feather would become live. This is a good thing, as it helps them to avoid the pitfalls of playing extended solos that distract from the song as a studio creation. With its lyrics giving a nod to the community the band has built, this is everything you want from Studio Phish. Bathtub Gin, Lawn Boy. Page McConnell takes this Susanna Goodman penned song and adds a wild, free-form intro. They seem to nail the mix here, and Trey's voice complements instead of hindering the lyric, like other songs on the album. The sound effects used here also complement and enhance the song, becoming a fifth instrument in the extended instrumental section. Down with Disease, Hoist. The second track on Hoist is a bona fide Phish classic live, and you could say the same about the studio version. By keeping it at 4 minutes, we are given the bones of a song that can also stand on its own as an MTV video. The catchy rhythm gets started with Gordon's memorable bass line before taking several left turns musically. The production is crisp, and the addition of background singers puts this one over the top. Dirt, Farmhouse. One of Phish's darkest songs lyrically, where the singer seems to be contemplating suicide, is the most affecting thing they ever recorded. By adding strings, the song is given a strange majesty, as if we are being lifted from the pain. Bryce Goggin captures the warmth of Anastasia's string arrangements and allows the song to breathe. A Sample in a Jar, Hoist. Another radio-ready song off Hoist. Paul Fox did an amazing job smoothing out some of Phish's inconsistencies in the studio, and this is a great example. This is mostly due to the vocals and how in sync they are, that lead to a climax with the whole band singing. It sounds a little dated today, but is still a strong effort and worthy of repeated listenings. Blaze On, Big Boat. Blaze On represents a shift in the band and Anastasia Marshall's songwriting. It is a quintessential blues rock groove and is one of the few tracks on the album that comes alive in the studio. Much of Big Boat sounds sterile and phoned in by the band, largely due to Bob Ezrin's production. Here's a band enjoying making music simply for the pleasure of it. Contact, Jaunta. 14 songs written by Mike have appeared on studio albums, but this is him at his absurdest best. With its quirky lyrics and simple rhythm, this is one of the standouts on Phish's debut album. And there you have it, the first 25. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you soon.
fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.